Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Clockwork Cantina, episode 159. DT, next episode is 160. I am one of your hosts,
Is
Josh 902. This is the other host of this show.
DT3. What's going on, everyone? We're 159. Like Josh said, next week is 160, the big 160. Damn.
Yeah, I know, right?
Crazy.
But I hope you're all doing well out there. Hope you're all have been enjoying your Jedi Survivor, those of you that have been playing it, which is the episode we did last week on this show where we talked spoilers. So, for all of you that finished that up, make sure to go check out that episode.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll be talking about season 2 of Star Wars Visions in the second half of today's show. It's a lot of Star Wars lately because there's just a lot of Star Wars going on right now, DT. Right? Like,
Yeah, there really
we've
is.
done
For the past,
Mando, game, Visions.
yeah, over the past month or two, I feel like there's been a lot of Star Wars. But after this little bit here we got, I think there won't be any till at least August, I want to say.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit.
With Ahsoka, but yeah, I mean we won't have any Star Wars talk about for a while. So for the next couple months, there's been a lot lately and recently, but we're gonna go in a little bit of a lull here with not much
We
going
will
on.
have one Star Wars thing a week, which is Blasters and Bandits, as long as we have the episode.
That's true. Yeah, as long as we play, yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, I had to throw that in there. A little self-promotion.
Definitely looking forward to getting back to that again as well.
Because which will be this Saturday.
Weeks, so.
Yeah. All right, DT. What have we been up to, my man? Let's get into what we've been up to this past week. How about it? What you got?
All right. Sure. Over the past week, let's see. I've been watching movies, not really playing a whole lot of games other than just, the usual Fortnite. I mean, the Star Wars event's going on right now, so that's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with that. Playing Valorant. Played a little bit more Star Wars Jedi Survivor after we beat it, but I haven't been able to play the past few days.
That's right.
Because I don't know what it is. My game's just busted. It keeps telling me I need an update, even though I do the update and it's like you still need an update. And I've tried repairing the game, and I've tried uninstalling and reinstalling the game, and nothing. So I don't know. I'm just gonna let it sit there until hopefully another update will fix it, because my game was fine, man. Whatever they did busted my game. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Hopefully they fix that with the next, with another update, because like I said, my game I was able to play it, and then now I'm not. So no idea. No idea. Hopefully they will get that figured out, soon, because I actually do want to go back and, you know, there's some stuff that I may have missed. I was watching uh like just a video on Twitter that somebody found some stuff on Tanalore.
Yeah.
And a couple other places. I'm like, damn, I didn't get that. Like I wanna go back and get that. But
I went and got that stuff.
I kinda it kinda, I was like, man, I wish I would have got that on stream, dude. But
right.
it's like, man,
well,
too late.
Here's the thing. It's like after you complete the game, no spoilers, obviously, there's all these other things that happen. Like, and for streamers, it's like we finish the game and you move on to like the next game, right? Because that's the name of the game with streaming. Yeah. It's hard to know where all this stuff is because it's new stuff. It's stuff that wasn't there before.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just like cool to see. It's like, damn, that's a really nice thing that I would have liked to have gotten on stream and just, captured or whatever. But it is what it is, man. I still want to go back and just like see it for my own anyway,
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to because my game's busted. So EA, fix your shit, man. Because or Respawn or whoever, man. Because I want to play the game and I can't right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your game. I don't know how that happened. That's weird. I haven't seen anybody else have that issue either, to be honest with you.
It was working fine, and then it wasn't. So I don't know, man. they busted it. Hopefully they fix it. But yeah, apart from that, uh I guess gaming, that's pretty much it. Just Fortnite, Valorant, and then a little bit of Jedi Survivor. Haven't really played anything else. Uh, Show wise, I watched the next episodes of your boy Kong Ming, the anime. And then that's pretty much it. I haven't been watching much shows because there's just not. I need to get back to Ash and versus Evil Dead and stuff like that. But um, movie wise, I watched the D&D movie for the first time, the new one, the D&D Honor Among Thieves, and it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I had a good
Mm,
time with it.
hell yeah.
I hope it does well enough to get a sequel because I think it would
Mm-hmm.
be fun to revisit. That that because it was definitely enjoyable. And then uh, I watched Brain Dead, which my goodness, what a hilarious movie. So this movie is a horror comedy made by Peter Jackson. It's one of the movies he did like pre Lord of the Rings, and it is a good time. I will say though that while it is hilarious and it is funny and all that, it's very gory, very gory. So if you're not into like, you know, body, you know, horror and all that kind of stuff, the goriness of that, then that movie's probably not going to be for you. But I found it like the humor and all that stuff hilarious. So the movie is called Brain Dead. Uh, overseas, but over here in the US it's called Dead Alive. Why they did that, I don't exactly remember why. But yeah, it's called Dead Alive here in the States, Brain Dead in other places, but it's a good movie. If you're into horror comedy stuff, definitely recommend it. But again, I have to say, I have to stress this again. It is a very gory movie. Um, so keep that in mind. Okay. But I do like it. I did enjoy it. I had fun with it. What else? I watched for Star Wars Day, I wanted to rewatch a Star Wars movie, and I did. I rewatched Solo a Star Wars story. Um I kind of was like, well, I've seen a lot of the other movies many times, so I didn't really want to go back and do that. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rewatch Return of the Jedi on on the actual day of its 40th anniversary, which is gonna be the 25th. So I'm gonna wait on that. But I was like, you know what? I want to watch something. So I went with Solo. Because like some of the other movies, like I said, I've seen so many times. And Solo's one of the ones that I've seen like a few times, but like not as many as the others. So I'm like, oh, I'll rewatch this again. And it was fun. We had a little bit of group watching on the Discord, and it was good. So that was fun. And then I watched this other movie called Demons, 1985, like an Italian horror from the 80s. It's interesting, like watching a foreign like movie like that because apparently Europeans in the 80s were all about hard rock and fucking, just just rocking out with their soundtracks because that movie had like Motley Crue and fucking all this other shit in it I wasn't expecting, but
Mm.
it was yeah, it was a decent movie. Um, what else? I watched the Evil Dead movie, the remake, yesterday. I'd never seen the remake, but now I can say that I've officially seen all of the Evil Dead uh stuff until the newest one, which is Evil Dead Rise. So that's the only one that I'm missing. Um, but yeah, looking forward to checking that out whenever whenever it comes out, whenever it's available. But yeah. And then I forgot movie or TV wise, I did watch the Young Jedi Adventures, which also came out the same day as Visions, which we'll be talking about later. But yeah, Young Jedi Adventures definitely a show meant for the little kids. But I had a fun time watching it still. They had some pretty cool things and uh it just like, uh, as a uh, as a fan of Star Wars and uh, the High Republic and stuff, it was cool just getting a little bit more on that. And they and they just like put in other, like they had a Latero, for example, as a character,
Mm,
which is just really cool. Um, so yeah, I would say even though it's meant for little kids, I think there's stuff in there that if you're a Star Wars fan, you can definitely enjoy. Um, like I did. Uh, but yeah, it's just it was like what, 9 episodes or something like that, and they're each split into like two stories, and they're longer than I thought. They were like almost half an hour episodes, like 27 or whatever, however long episodes. I was like, oh wow, they're longer than Visions, that's for sure. Um, but yeah, I think this is a good show for like little kids to get introduced to Star Wars, and yeah, I think it's dope. Like I would have loved to have had a show like this when I was a kid. So
mhm.
yeah, I hope they all enjoy that. I'm sure they will. But the last thing for me is that I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in the theater. And we'll be talking about that next week. Not this week because we wanted to do it. We wanted to be its own separate thing. We don't want to include it in with today's. So we'll do that next week. Even though uh, it's already been watched, but we want to give it its own time. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. So you're up, Josh.
Yeah, okay. I haven't really been up to a whole lot, to be honest. Let's see here. Sorry, I was updating something. Most nights we're sitting in Discord and people are playing games and stuff, and I'll throw on some It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and we'll watch some of that. And it's just funny and good time. So been watching a lot of that on occasion. Uh Dice stuff. I've been working on those commissions that I put off when I was playing Jedi Survivor, and like after Cantina today, after today's podcast, I have to go paint. I have to go paint 2 sets of dice. So, and then those commissions will be done. Then I have to start another commission. I'm commissioned. I do commissions, guys. If you don't know this, so dice stuff. I haven't really streamed any of it just because I've been trying to get caught up and trying to stay stress free. I haven't been up to a lot. I did go watch Guardians, which watch Guardians. We'll be talking about that next week. And then I've fiddled around in Jedi Survivor some more, but it's just I think I'm gonna let it rest for a little while, and then maybe one day do a new game plus eventually. But that'll be a little bit down the road. Um, I'm trying to think if there's been anything else. I haven't really been up to a lot. Like I'll be honest, it's mostly just been like watching playthroughs of people playing Survivor because I like watching people play it, and just resting and getting my head on straight type stuff because I was a little mental health exhausted there for a little bit, but I'm getting better. Yeah, that's kind of like it, man. I haven't done very much this past week. Just a lot of recouping and watching movies or watching a movie, I should say, and watching people play games. Really, about it. So that's what I've been up to. Not a whole lot. So if we want to move on, DT, we can go ahead and hit the gaming news, my friend, if you want. If you are ready.
Yep.
Trying
Let's do it. All
to
right.
drink more water because need more water.
So not a lot of news this week for either gaming, TV, or movies. So we're probably gonna get through this episode, I think, fairly quickly.
It is
That's
what it
fine
is.
because not always we're gonna have a bunch of news, but just letting you all know out there, we don't have a whole lot of news this week.
It's okay. Like next month, we're gonna have a shitload.
Oh, at least for gaming, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. So the first thing we got here is that a standalone version of Spider or Marvel Spider-Man's remastered will hit PS5 this month. So PlayStation has announced a standalone version of the Marvel's Spider-Man remastered. Previously, the remastered was only available by purchasing the Ultimate Edition of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Later this month, anyone will be able to play Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. Players will be able to purchase it standalone, or if you own Marvel's Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 or its digital upgrade edition or the Game of the Year edition, then you can pay $10 upgrade to the PS5 for PS5. This remaster is perhaps most famous for introducing a redesigned face for Peter Parker, but also includes the City That Never Sleeps expansion starring Black Cat, as well as some exclusive Spidey suits, such as those from Spider-Man No Way Home. Owners of Spider-Man Miles Morales can still obtain Marvel Spider-Man Remastered by upgrading to the Ultimate Edition through the main menu of the PS5 version of the game. If you're looking to buy the remastered game standalone, it will cost you $49.99. PlayStation says the standalone version upgrade path is coming later this month, but it doesn't say exactly when. So at some point later this month, they will do that. Um,
That's cool.
yeah, I think that is pretty cool. But going back to the whole like face change, man, I still don't understand why they did that.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's one of those things that I'm like, why, why? They really made him look more like Tom Holland, and it's just like, why? I don't know. Weird, man. It's weird. Whenever I play Miles Morales, because I still haven't played that yet, it's gonna be really weird seeing that change because I played the original Spider-Man game on PS4, so I've yet to experience the face change. But whenever I do, it's gonna be weird as hell, man.
Yeah.
I'm used to the other one. I am, yeah, just so used to the other one. But we can, of course, move on to the next thing, which is also Spider-Man thing. But this one is PlayStation announcing a Marvel Spider-Man 2 prequel comic. So it was revealed last December that Marvel's Spider-Man 2 will hit PlayStation 5 sometime this fall. And then the voice actor uh hinted that the game will be releasing this September. But we still have an official confirmation. We do know when we'll get a taste of this world next. Uh this past Saturday on Free Comic Book Day, they released a prequel comic. Uh And this is what Insomniac Games native narrative director John Paquette wrote in the PlayStation blog post. When we initially sat down with the team at Marvel, we explored a few different ideas about what kinds of stories we could tell in a prequel comic. But we kept coming back to the same core premise. What if Peter, Miles, and MJ had to team up against a new supervillain whose powers they didn't understand? Additionally, wanted to make sure that we could get a peek into what this heroic trio has been doing since the events of Marvel Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. What Pete is up to now that there are two Spider-Men in the city. How is Miles doing at school? How is MJ's journalism career going? Paquette says in this prequel comic story, Insomnia Games kept coming back to one of the main themes. Is magic real? Because in this action-packed issue, a beloved supervillain makes their first appearance in our universe and appears to have the supernatural abilities as they defy mere webs and fists. None other than the Hood, the blog reads. Insomniac Games teamed up with Marvel Spider-Man writer Christos Gage and artist IG Guara for this comic book. Um, and you can start downloading the comic digitally on the Marvel United Unlimited app, as well as if you went for free comic book day a couple days ago, you could have got it as well. But it'll be available worldwide through the Marvel Unlimited app at a later date. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, I've only played the first game, so I need to play Miles Morales. Have not been able to do that yet, but when I get to it, I will enjoy it. sure, because I really like the first game. It's awesome. Josh, you should definitely play that game.
It's yeah, I'm going to.
I know you started it, but yeah, what I meant to say is, finish it because it's great. It's a really good game. Next up, we're switching gears here. We're going from PlayStation to Xbox because Xbox head Phil Spencer opens up about Redfall's disappointing launch. Uh, Redfall has been a letdown for many players, but perhaps no one is more disappointed than Xbox head Phil Spencer. During an appearance on Kind of Funny Games Xcast, the executive opened up about Redfall's launch woes. There's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community, says Spencer when he asked about his reaction to the game's poor reception. Just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed, I'm disappointed. I'm upset with myself. Spencer continues by touching on the criticism of Redfall launching at 30 frames per second, and how it goes against Microsoft's original claim of first party Xbox Series X and S titles always running at 60 FPS. That was kind of our punch in the chin, rightfully, a couple of weeks ago, he says, before later reassuring Arcane is on track towards delivering its previously promised 60 FPS performance mode. In terms of the speculation about how Redfall came to be in the first place, Spencer refutes the perception that Arcane was forced into making it by stating, "There's clearly quality and execution things that we could do. But one thing I won't do is push against creative aspirations of our teams. A lot of people will say, hey, you've got teams. Teams know how to do one kind of game. Just force them to do the one kind of game that they kind of have a proven track record for. I'm just not a believer of that." He then cites studios like Rare, Obsidian, Tango Gameworks being allowed to take creative swings with titles such as Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, respectively.
Well, that's true.
I want to give the teams a creative platform to go and push their ability, push their aspirations, but I also need to have a great selection of games that continue to come to that surprise and delight our fans. Now we underdelivered on that, and for that I apologize. It's not what I expect, not what I want, but it's ours to deliver. Um, so they kind of funny also asked him about when Microsoft decides to delay a project, and Spencer said that if a studio production timeline doesn't allow a completion of a game's vision by a deadline, there's a cost for delay. However, and seemingly in Redfall's case, it comes down to a team achieving a creative vision that then fails to resonate with the players, a delay that isn't necessarily always a solution. I think there's a fundamental piece of feedback that we get that the game isn't realizing the creative vision that it had for its players. It doesn't feel like a hey, just delay it. That feels like the game had a goal to do one thing, and when players are actually playing it, they're just not feeling that thing. They're not feeling the creative execution of the team. Spencer reiterates his support for Arcane Austin, adding that the team just didn't hit their own internal goals in Redfall's case. And yeah, there's a whole 40-minute video or a minute interview that, they have over on Kind of Funny's YouTube. But what do you think about these comments, Josh? Because, you know, I don't want to, contribute or add on to the failure of this game, but I
Mm,
don't know if you guys remember, but Josh and I were never too high on this game to begin with.
it's true. We weren't. Um,
Uh,
so I like and respect Phil Spencer a lot. I think it takes a lot of guts to go and do an interview like this after something like Redfall happens, right? Like he even starts off the
oh
interview
yeah,
with being like, "You're not gonna get happy Phil in this interview. You're gonna get disappointed and upset kind of Phil in this interview." So like I like and respect Phil a lot, and I think it takes a lot of guts to go out there and have an interview like this after that, and to talk about those questions. Now, Phil is obviously a highly media trained Xbox, he's the head, right? So he's got like he's got all the training on how to deal and handle with all this stuff. So,
yeah,
um, I think it's good that he got out there and said this stuff. Like it smart thing to do. We were never high on Redfall to begin with. Like it never at any point, like he was saying, resonated with players. Like it never at any point resonated with you or me, either one of us. Um, that game from the first moment we saw it, I don't think we thought it looked interesting at all. So yeah, it's definitely like they fucked up here. And Phil has to go out there and try to do his best to try to fix that up a little bit. Which is his job. Uh, And it's a bummer too because I like Arcane, and people will be like, because Ko says this on his channel when he was playing it. It's like Arcane is like, even though it's Arcane Austin, it's still the Arcane studio. It's still got their name on it, so it's important to remember that this is an Arcane product, because I love a lot of their products. I love Dishonored. Dishonored was fantastic. Um, I know a lot of people liked Prey. Um,
It was good, yeah.
uh, and those are games that they've done right, but they've also had some fuck ups. Like, you know, they developed Wolfenstein Youngblood, and we all know how fucking shit that was. Like, I'll just say it, like it's true. Like, it was just a big fucking mess and not a very good game. So I think they need to take a little bit of a hard look at Arcane these days, and not fire anybody, but get their ass, kind of get your shit straight, because you're kind of not doing very well at the moment. But I'm sure they're handling all that internally. Like, but yeah, Redfall, about a disappointment, and we kind of knew that was going to happen. As weird as that is to say, um, yeah. But I do think, like, him saying that they don't force teams to, like, make a game of something they only have a proven track record in. I think he's being true in that, because he cites the games like
Yeah.
Obsidian making Grounded is kind of nuts, because Obsidian is known for, like, RPGs, and Grounded is like a survival Honey I Shrunk the Kids game, and Sea of Thieves is massive
Rare.
even
Yeah.
now for Rare, yeah. And I don't think Hi-Fi Rush necessarily did that well in terms of, like, numbers, but I remember anybody that played it had good things to say about it.
Well, the thing about that game is that, like, they announced it and it was released, like, the same day, which is
Exactly.
nuts. Like, I don't remember the last time something like that had happened.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, that's not really my kind of game, but even I'm a little interested in trying it out at some point.
Yeah. Uh, so I mean, he's telling the truth when he says that. Like, there's proof out there when he says that. So yeah. And look, I'm not like an Xbox or a PlayStation. I'm a fan of all games, Like, fuck these fanboy fucking pick your side bullshit. I am a fan of games, and it doesn't matter what platform you're on. That's what I like. I don't fucking, like, take a side anymore. Console wars are stupid. For me. So I like and respect Phil, and I think he's got a lot of guts to go on and do like a 40-minute interview, which I would like to watch the whole 40-minute interview at some point. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Be
Uh,
interesting, yeah.
but yeah, that's all I got to say, DT.
Alrighty. Let's move on to the next thing, which is we have a few new games that are being added or inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame for the class of 2023. So this year we have Barbie Fashion Designer, The Last of Us, uh, Wii Sports, and Computer Space. These four were announced this past Thursday to be joining the World Video Game Hall of Fame for their influence on pop culture or on the gaming industry, and will be on display at the expanded The Strong National Museum of Play this summer. Uh, 2023's World Video Game Hall of Fame inductees beat out a strong list of nominees for this year's inclusion. A group of finalists that also included Age of Empires, Angry Birds, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, FIFA International Soccer, GoldenEye 007, NBA 2K, Quake, and Wizardry. Um,
How's GoldenEye not in the Hall of Fame?
I mean, it'll be there at some point. It's got to
I'm
be.
just kind of surprised it's not already in there, because it's it's an
Yeah.
older game.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that too. But Barbie Fashion Designer became a jumping off point for the girls' games movement and shook up the software and gaming scene, said collections manager Christy Hizzard. It also sparked important questions and debate. What does it mean for a game? What does it mean to be a game for girls? Should there even be games for girls? What are the implications of these games? What are the consequences of gendering games? Naughty Dog's original The Last of Us was lauded by the strong for its in-depth storytelling, intimate exploration of humanity, thrilling game jumps and cutscenes, and memorable characters. The Last of Us remains a popular game because of its quality of gameplay and strength of story, said Lindsay Corano, video game curator, in a statement. Nintendo's Wii Sports was a watershed moment for gaming. Like Barbie fashion designer, Wii Sports appealed to an untapped market. Ariel Prater, research specialist for Black Play and Culture, noted that Wii Sports made gamers out of millions of people around the world who'd never thought about playing one before. It became a gaming phenomenon as news stories proliferated about the game, getting diverse groups of people, including those at many senior centers, off their couches and breaking a sweat with virtual bowling, tennis, and more. Finally, Computer Space, a title inspired by previous World Video Game Hall of Fame inductee Space War, broke ground for being the first commercial video game. Prior to Computer Space's 1971 release, there was really no commercial video game industry. Computer Space didn't bring video games to the masses, said Jeremy Saucier, assistant vice president for interpretation and electronic games. But by showing that video games could reach paying audiences outside of computer labs, it laid the foundations for the gaming industry. So there it is. Uh, Barbie fashion designer, Computer Space, The Last of Us, and Wii Sports joined last year's inductees: Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Miss Pac-Man, Sid Meier's Civilization, and Dance Dance Revolution as Hall of Fame games. In total, 40 games are now recognized by the World Video Game Hall of Fame. So that's pretty cool. We have 40 total, which is pretty dope. And I mean, I'm kind of with you though about GoldenEye. You would think that that'd be one that would be there, right?
Yeah,
But I don't know. I guess
not a big deal, but I was just like, how long
yeah.
has the Hall of Fame been a thing? I don't even know. Does it say in here
There's,
when this was established?
that's a good question. I don't think it says in this article that we're reading here.
Video Game Hall of Fame. Opened on June 4th, 2015. So it's been around for a little bit. Okay, I was just
Okay.
curious.
Nice. Not bad.
All right.
Cool, yeah.
Is that all she wrote, DT, or is there anything else? Or
Uh for the for the uh game news, yeah. I was
okay.
also just curious about like what has been in the Hall of Fame, so I'm just gonna read off what is
Yeah, go
actually in
right
it
ahead.
because we have 40 total games, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna just read them all off.
go ahead.
Um, I already read off this year's, so I'm not gonna read those. But we're gonna go year by year, okay? So we're gonna start off in 2015. So the first 6 games that were inducted into the Hall of Fame are Tetris, obviously. This is
Uh,
first one. So this is again 2015, the first year. We had Tetris, World of Warcraft, Super Mario Bros, Pac-Man, Doom, and Pong. I think that's a pretty decent first 6 set of games
yeah,
as like your initial, starters. I think that's makes sense. Year 2 in 2016, we have Grand Theft Auto 3, The Oregon Trail, Legend of Zelda, The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Space Invaders. Again, I
yeah.
think another
I
decent
pretty much
set
agree
of
with all
games.
those. Yeah.
2017, we had only 4 games this time, but it was Pokemon Red and Green, Halo Combat Evolved,
Yep.
Street Fighter 2, and Donkey Kong.
Yep.
So yeah, it's hard to be like, oh, these don't really,
Yeah, no, all those belong.
2018, we had Tomb Raider, Space War, John Madden Football, and Final Fantasy 7. So again, pretty I think so far a lot of the games on these that have been inducted have been pretty makes sense. Uh in 2019, we had Super Mario Kart, Mortal Kombat, Microsoft Solitaire. So fucking even Solitaire made it in.
Hey,
And
it
then
fits.
Colossal Cave Adventure, which this is like a cassette game or something. I don't know. This one is one of them that I honestly have not really heard about it. So that one's interesting to me. In 2020, we had another 4 games. So we had Minecraft, King's Quest, Centipede, and Bejeweled. 2021, we had 4 games. We have Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, StarCraft, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and Animal Crossing. And in 2022, Sid Meier's Civilization, Miss Pac-Man, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and Dance Dance Revolution. So there it is, along with this year's games: Wii Sports, The Last of Us, Computer Space, and Barbie Fashion Designer. So pretty cool.
Neat.
I'm sure that some of these other games that did not make it this year will probably end up making it next year or within the next couple years. For me, it'll be hard to not see like Age of Empires and GoldenEye and like Call of Duty 4, eventually at some point. So it's only a matter of time for those. But
Yeah.
anyway, though those are the inductees for the Video Game Hall of Fame in case you're wondering. Uh and yeah, that's that's our video game news. So if we want, Josh, we can head on over to the TV news now.
Swap over to TV news. We are TV newsified. What is up first?
So the first thing we have in the TV news is the Alien series from FX and Noah Hawley has cast Sydney Chandler in a lead role. Uh so plot and character details are under the wraps. But this project, which was first announced in December 2020, is finally got their lead character. The only detail that has been confirmed is that the show will take place on Earth in the not too distant future. The role brings Chandler back to FX as she previously made her network television debut in the limited series Pistol, which told the story of the legendary band the Sex Pistols. Uh, and she's been in other things like Don't Worry, Darling, and another Facebook series called Scam Austin, and then the upcoming Apple show Sugar with Colin Farrell. But this is the biggest announcement for the Alien show in some time. Most recently, FX boss John Landgraf said that the show would begin production this year at the 2023 Television Critics Association press tour in January. I think he's meeting with his production designer in Austin this weekend, gearing up for production this year. And after he completes his 5th season of Fargo, Landgraf said at the time. He also confirmed that the character of Ellen Ripley is not featured in the show, which will instead focus on entirely new characters. So again, we have very little information on this show, but now we got some news again finally after a long time that they have casted the lead character. So cool.
Neat.
I like Alien, so hopefully we get more
Yeah, I do too.
news on that soon. Next up, Paramount has officially ordered Yellowstone uh to end, as well as they've greenlit a Yellowstone sequel. So the final cycle of the flagship show is set for November, with with the sequel, which will be able to stream on Paramount Plus to debut the following month. Uh, the news that Yellowstone's final episodes will air starting in November. Uh, also revealed or included a reveal that Paramount will be moving forward with a sequel to the most watched show across broadcast and cable television. The new installment, which has been given a straight to order series, will have Yellowstone in its name, to the great relief of Paramount Global overlords. Will stream on Paramount Plus and not Peacock like its predecessor. The latter was a result of a 2020 streaming rights deal that even CEO Bob Bakish has described as unfortunate. It being a new entity, the still untitled sequel is able to operate outside confines of the NBC Universal arrangement. And if the franchise's other spin-offs, including 1883 and 1923, which already stream on the Paramount Plus, are any indication, it's poised to be another boon to the service. They're being a little quiet on the casting front in the meantime, but it's been reported that Matthew McConaughey is in talks to star. What his role will be and how it relates to the Duttons remains unknown. But what is known is that Taylor Sheridan is set to debut first on the Paramount Network and later on Paramount Plus this December. Uh, So yeah, that's a lot of news coming with the Yellowstone verse. They're ending the main show. We got a couple spinoffs. They're working on a sequel. I still have not seen the show proper. I started watching 1883, but I gotta finish it up and then move on to 1923. But I've enjoyed what I have seen of 1883, so I gotta get back to it at some point and finish it. But how many seasons is the show now? Like 5 or
I don't know because I think I didn't watch the most recent one. Let me see. 5, I think. Yeah, yeah.
yeah? Okay, it says the ending with season 5. Gotcha.
Yeah, I haven't watched season
Gotcha.
4. I watched the first 3.
Yeah, I know there's like some drama with Kevin Costner as well, but I don't know the details of that, so I'm not gonna get into that. But
Oh
I
wait,
know
did
that
I see 4?
there's something going on with that for sure.
Oh, I have seen 4. They split season 5 in half. That's what it is,
Mm.
which is weird.
I don't like when shows do that, man. Why do they do that?
I don't. And here's the weird thing: the first part is like 8 episodes, and the second part is 6 episodes. So
Mm,
that's even weirder. How odd.
for sure.
That's why I was confused. So yeah, I guess that's that. Okay.
Yep. All right. Well, we can move on to the next thing, which is that the Stranger Things final season production is pushed back due to the writer's strike. Duffer Bros hope fair deal is reached soon. Fans of Netflix's Stranger Things will have to wait longer for the fifth and final season, whose start of production is being delayed by the writer's strike. Faced with the prospect of filming without writers on set, creators, executive producers, and showrunners of Duffer Brothers opted to instead postpone production. Writing does not stop when filming begins, they wrote on the official Twitter account for the Stranger uh on their official Twitter account. While we're excited to start production with our amazing cast and crew, it is not possible during this strike. We hope a fair deal is reached soon so we can all get back to work. Until then, over and out. Hashtag WGA strong. So I just want to include this because there is a
Yeah.
writer strike going on right now, and it is obviously affecting everything. And the last time that we had a writer strike, uh, it was around 2007, 2008, I want to say. And it went on for like, if I
Like a
remember, I
hundred
remember
hundred days
that,
or something
yeah,
like that.
like 100 days is what is what I had read. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows how long this one will go on for, but these studios and streaming services and people who you know can do right by these writers need to fucking do right by these writers, man. Like
Hmm.
they are the beginning, they are the start of everything. If you are not treating your writers well, your product, your IP or whatever it is gonna go to shit. So pay them, do right by them, and just uh, you know, make sure that they deserve what they are due because like I said, who knows how long this is gonna go on for, but might be a while and it's gonna affect a lot of things.
Yeah. Um. Here are some of the goals. I found this just while searching. It says they want to. This is for the why they're on strike. They want to increase funding and job security for writers. They want to increase the size of writers' rooms, and they want to limit the use of artificial intelligence in the writing process. So,
Mm, okay.
very important things there. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pay your writers so
I
you
think
don't
those
have
are
shows.
all.
To be
I think
honest,
those are all. Yeah, those are all reasonable requests.
Yeah.
So yeah, just studios and people out there, uh, do right by the writers, man, and they'll do right by you. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how long this takes. The last one went on for about 100 days, so hopefully, they can get this one figured out sooner rather than later. But it could
We're
very well
six
be
days
longer
in,
than
gang.
100 days.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
6 days in.
yeah. We shall see. We shall see. But hopefully, yeah, that gets resolved in a good way. But we'll have to wait and see for now.
All right.
That is it for the TV news.
Movie news.
Movie news. This is gonna be real
Real
quick because
quick.
we got like 2 trailers to watch, and that's it. Because again,
Writer
it's
strike.
been
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
it's just not a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
Not a lot going
Really, the
on.
writer strike is probably like the biggest piece of news, and it's in both TV and movie news, to be honest,
Yeah,
because
no, for
a
sure.
lot of
Yeah,
things are just on hold because of that.
yeah. It affects like just so
Everything.
many things. Like I was saying, yeah. All right.
All right,
Well, the first trailer we have is Dune Part 2.
childhood.
Uh both Josh and I have reacted
We sure
to
have.
this originally, so if you want to go check that out, check it out. Um so let's go ahead and throw this up. Get it open here. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
It's breathtaking. When you see sand here, imagine water. If you dive in, you can't reach the bottom.
You dive in.
Yes, it's called swimming.
I don't believe you.
Swimming in sand.
In the shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets. But the darkest of them all may remain.
Florence Pugh.
The end of House Atreides.
R.I.P. the Duke.
What if Paul Atreides were still alive?
Your boy Gurney. Dude, I just want to see the ornithopters do some gangsta ass shit, man.
They are pretty cool.
Don't try to impress anyone.
What does he do? Of course he does.
You're brave, we all know that. Be simple. Be direct. Nothing fancy.
I understand. Nothing fancy.
The black and white stuff looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm wondering why that's in here. To be honest.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope!
May thy knife chip and shatter.
Fuck your knife, homie. Again, with all the names of the cast, November 3rd. I know Josh is very hyped for this.
Bro, I got chills watching the trailer again. I've seen it already. So, like,
yeah.
the one thing in this trailer that I wanted that I didn't get is I wanted to see Christopher Walken. Like, I want to see what he looks like as the Emperor.
The Emperor, right? Yeah, I remember saying that in my reaction too. I was like, man, we didn't get to see him at all. And then I also miscorrectly spoke, and I said that we didn't really get to see Gurney, but we did. We got a glimpse.
You
of
get
it
like
there for
a
sure.
shot of them.
Yeah.
Just the one though.
But
Yeah, I'm curious about the black and white scenes. Like, I don't. Is that going to be in the movie, or is that just a trailer choice? Like, like
is that like
it's
some kind of flashback thing, or like I don't
that
know what
I
it is,
don't
but it's interesting.
know. Because in the book, it's not like this scene is in black and white. Like it's
Yeah.
it's obviously a movie thing.
Yeah, it's a movie choice for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I was also questioning why they have Paul riding the worm in this trailer, because I feel like that's a big moment in the books, and I wouldn't have put that in a trailer if it was me. But after watching it again, it makes sense to put it in here because everybody knows he's gonna ride the fucking worm, and it's a good moment to put in the trailer and just kind of show off a little bit. So something everybody's gonna see it anyway, so throw
Yeah,
that
get
on the
people
trailer,
hyped.
I guess. Yeah. Because I was kind of questioning, well, that's kind of a big spoiler for the way. No way he's gonna ride that fucking worm anyway. Everybody knows it. Childhood,
Halud,
Yeah.
spice, flows.
Fear is a mind killer.
Yep.
What's the
All
next thing we got, DT, if we're done with Dune?
We got one more trailer here to watch, and it is for Oppenheimer, which I actually watched this when I went to watch Guardians for the first
So did
time
I.
a couple of days ago. So I saw that in the big screen. It's kind of rare for me to watch a trailer on the big screen before I
Yep.
do in like here. So yeah.
Remember when
this
I
is,
came home and I was like, I saw a trailer that I didn't even know was out. That's because
Yeah,
the
I
trailer
mean-
wasn't out.
Yeah, it wasn't. It released like yesterday. I was like, what the hell? So I was like, yeah, I saw this in the theater before I saw it, like before it even came out. Like what? I can't remember the last time that happened, but
I can't
that's
either.
cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's check this out. Oppenheimer new trailer. 3, 2, 1, go.
We gotta keep an eye out, DT. I'm sure we're in here somewhere.
I don't know. I haven't gotten paid yet, dude. I need more V-Bucks, bro. They gotta hit me up with that check.
This is a national emergency.
Detonator charged.
From Christopher Nolan.
We're in a race against the Nazis. And I know what it means if the Nazis have a bomb.
We have a 12-month head start.
18.
How could you possibly know that?
We've got one hope.
Matt Damon.
All America's industrial might and scientific innovation connected here. A secret laboratory. Keep
As I watch this, I'm like, how cool is it for Cillian Murphy to finally star in a Christopher Nolan movie? Because he's always been like a supporting guy in his other movies, you know?
Right.
build a town, build it fast.
And now he's like the guy.
If we don't let scientists bring their families, we'll never get the best.
Why would we go to the middle of nowhere for who knows how long?
Why? Why? How about because this is the most important thing to ever happen in the history of the world?
You're the great improviser, but this you can't do in your head.
Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Chances are near zero.
Near zero.
What do you want for theory alone?
0 would be nice.
This is a matter of life and death. But I can perform this miracle.
World War II would be over. Our boys would come home.
That's happening, isn't it?
The world will remember this day. Our work here will ensure a peace mankind has never seen. Until somebody builds a bigger one.
You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared.
That's my birthday.
Truman needs to know what's next. What's next?
There it is.
Yeah, that trailer's fucking intense.
Yeah, it
and
really is.
and seeing it on the big screen, it was really intense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. It was cool seeing it on the big screen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is gonna be a pretty long movie, right?
I don't know what the does it have a runtime yet?
I think I remember.
I'm sure
hearing
it's
it
gonna
was
be long as shit.
Yeah, I think it was gonna be like
It says 2.5.
2.5. So yeah.
A lot of people in it though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't see SDT. I looked. I did. I'm sure they didn't cut our parts. I'm positive, right? We're in there, right? Yeah. The cast is kind of crazy though. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this movie.
This looks interesting. I don't know if it's I'll go to the movies and check this out interesting enough for me, but I will definitely check it out when it comes out at home at the very least. You know.
I think we were talking about the release date, and I think it makes sense to have this and Barbie come out the same day because they were joking
Yes.
about it, and it's like you got fucking uh this and Barbie coming out the same day, so it's like you go to one and then you go to the other, right? To kind of
And one's really heavy and the other one's silly comedy. So
yeah,
they're both come out on my birthday. So double feature time for the birthday.
double feature, man.
what a weird thing. Imagine you go see Oppenheimer and then after that you're like, hey, let's watch Barbie.
Straight up, man.
What's Barbie's runtime?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna look that up.
If I had to guess, I would say like 2:15 or something.
An hour and 40 minutes.
Oh wow, that is
really short
than I
actually.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is shorter than I thought. It's not even 2 hours. I thought it'd be at least be like 2.
According to this, it's an hour 40.
Damn. Okay. So that movie's gonna just start and not gonna end till it ends. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
I
got no
guess.
time to waste, I suppose, huh?
I reckon.
All right. Well, that's our news for the day, my friend.
That's it, guys. Like, not a whole lot out there, really. We did the news in under an hour. DT, I don't need a break. Do you need a break?
I know I definitely don't. So
Okay, let's just move right along.
We're good to go. Yeah.
All right. We're going to the next half of the show, which is Star Wars Visions Season 2.
Yes.
All right.
Season 2.
We're good to begin the discussion, DT. How you want to start this?
So, Star Wars Visions Season 2 has the same amount of episodes that Season 1 had, which is 9. They did 9 and 9, which makes sense. I like when a show is consistent with the amount of episodes they have per season. I hate when shows are like, this one's going to be, Season 1's like 10 episodes, Season 2 is 15, and Season 3 is 24, and Season 5 is fucking 8. It's like, what? No. Be consistent with your shit, please. So I like that this show is like, 9 and 9. So yeah, we have 9 episodes. So the first one is called Sith, and it is from a Spanish studio called El Guiri. Episode 2 is called Screecher's Reach, and it is by the Irish studio Cartoon Saloon. Episode 3 was In the Stars, coming to us from Chilean studio Punk Robot. And then episode 4 is the English studio Aardman, The episode's called "I Am Your Mother." Episode 5 is "Journey to the Dark Head," and it is Korean Studio Mir. Then we have episode 6 called "The Spy Dancer," coming to us from the French studio La Cachette. And then we have episode 7 from Indian studio 88 Pictures, The Bandits of Golak. Episode 8, we have, I think this is a Japanese, this is a joint one, Japanese with Lucas, the art, Shato and Lucasfilm Animation, called The Pit. And then the final episode called Ao Song, which is a South African studio Triggerfish. So those are our 9 episodes. Star Wars Visions season 2. Josh, did you like the season?
I do like the season. Yes, I do.
I do as well. I think when I compare this to season 1, I feel like season 1 has higher highs, but this season is more consistent.
Yeah,
Because
I'd agree
there are
with that.
episodes in season 1 that I don't like, but the ones that I do like are like my favorite episodes.
Yeah,
But this season I feel like was more consistent throughout, and I wouldn't say there's one that I dislike, but there's just like, some that I definitely prefer over others, but I'm like in season 1 I hated like the twins episode because it's just over the top anime bullshit that I just do not vibe with.
hmm
But then there's stuff I love, like the Ninth Jedi and the Duel and the Elder. Like those episodes were fun. Those are the Village Bride. Like so,
yeah.
season one
Every one
has
of
like
those are all
again
the ones I like.
high highs for me. But then then they got low lows like the twins, which are just not. That ain't it. But this season I feel like was more consistent, like I said, and I just I thought it was more consistent that way. So yeah. So do we want to just they're all I mean, like season 1, they're all separate episodes.
Yeah,
So you don't really need to watch them in any particular order, but you know, the order
this,
that they uh you know I've released in is the one that I said earlier.
yeah. I was just gonna say, the thing to remember about these is like, even though like there's some episodes that don't necessarily hit for me, it's like I don't think any of them are bad. They all just kind of like they're all so different, and like we talk about this a lot of times with movies, like especially when we do retro rewatches, right? We're like or rewinds, either one.
Yeah.
We always talk about like no matter about the movie, you can always get something out of it, and there's definitely something
Yeah.
in each and every one of these episodes that is
Oh, for
worth
sure.
watching them
For
all.
sure.
It was just something I wanted to throw on there.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's something you can get from each and every one of these, for sure.
I definitely like how diverse this season is and how different each episode is from each other.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you just want to talk about each episode, or
Yeah, we can
talk
do that.
about
Let's
your
do it.
favorites or strong points, or weak
Let's talk
points,
about each because it's only 9 and we have plenty of time. So
right.
we can hop in with each one that we want to. So
Sure.
let's start off with Sith, huh? That's the first one.
Sith, yeah, that was the first one, yeah.
So when this one first started, I actually wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not, to be honest with you. Because I was like, I don't know if I like the style. But there's a point that happens in this episode, I want to say, where it kicks into high gear, and at that point I was like, oh yeah, I'm in. I like this. Like how about you, DT? How were you feeling at the start of this episode?
I loved it from the start. I love the animation. It's very like Spider-Verse, like, Puss in Boots, like the new kind of animation style that we've gotten since Spider-Verse. I love that, and it looked amazing to me. I love the look of the Sith and of the apprentice and
Oh man,
her,
Sith
her
looks cool.
droid and the sabers, and just she had like a yellow, like she had like a lightsaber cutlass, which like was super cool, man. I really like that design. Like I'm surprised that like we haven't seen that like kind of design in other things, like everybody always thinks of like, oh, lightsaber katana or lightsaber, whatever. But like a lightsaber cutlass is such an interesting like design, man, that we haven't really seen a whole lot of, and it's like that's awesome. And yeah, I just look at this dude. He looks awesome, and the voice is great too, and just it's such a well done episode. I really did like it, man. Uh the animation style and everything, like I really I mean, she had a fucking wheel bike like Grievous, man. Like
Yeah.
she's a painter. Like there's so many cool things, man, this from this episode that I really enjoyed, and yeah, just the animation style, the art style was great. So I was on board this episode from, I think, the trailers. Like I just really, from the moment we saw it, I was all about it.
I got you. Yeah, I liked it in so I don't know what it was, because I'm when it comes to animation styles, I it's hard for me not to judge right off the bat if I'm gonna like something or if I'm gonna hate if I'm gonna like it or not. I tend to hate most things until it wins me over. um, so I didn't hate it. I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not. And then like we get to the second part of the episode where the master shows up, and like from that moment on, I was like, okay, this is fucking dope. I like this. It won me over. So I ended up enjoying that episode a lot more than I may have initially thought I maybe wouldn't have. Because like I'll be honest, it takes it because every episode here is a different style. Like there's obviously some styles that I'm gonna like more than others. Um, so it kind of had to, through no fault of its own, through the fault of myself, right? Really, is like it has to win me over, right? It's not even like that type of like it just has to win me over because this that animation style might not just be what grabs me immediately. Like we'll talk about that more when we get to the "I am your mother" part, because that animation style is definitely not my favorite. So,
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it did win me over. I was like, okay, yeah, I do like this stuff. Well, I see what they're doing here. I see what they did with this. And when it kicks off really well. So I do like that episode a lot.
Yeah. That was it's a great episode. I like that she was kind of like a painter, and
Yeah, all the paint stuff was cool.
it was cool. I really I like that one.
I like the
That was a
droid design
good episode.
with
Yeah.
the little legs and all that. Like I love a lot of the designs in that episode. Like
I think
from
it was
her
a
to
good
the droid to the Sith Master. Yeah.
Yeah, the designs were all good. I thought it was a good way to open up the season with an episode like this, kind of like they did with season 1 with the dual episode. I think they're like good episodes to start with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, great episode, solid episode. Um, yeah, definitely enjoyed that one. I would say it was one of the episodes that I liked the most this season for sure. Compared to some of the other ones, but yeah.
All right.
Ready for episode 2?
Yeah. Move on to the next
All
one.
right. So episode 2, Screecher's Reach. A young girl seeking reprieve from her days in a rural workhouse discovers a legendary haunted cave with her friends. The cave's dark pull will change the trajectory of her life forever. So this one, Cartoon Saloon. I don't know about you, but I was not expecting this one to be as kind of dark as it
No,
was.
it's dark as
I
fuck.
was I was surprised about how dark it was. I was like,
You,
damn.
you know what's funny? I had to watch this episode twice because I was doing something on the side, and all I heard was screaming, and I had to restart the episode because I had missed what the fuck was going on. Because I'm a multitasker, guys. I'm trying to do multiple things. I'm a very busy person, unfortunately, and so I was watching Visions while doing this other thing, and then I stopped to finish all the other shit I was doing, and then I gave Visions my full attention. So I had to watch this episode 2 times because I missed a part of it that first go around. But yeah, this episode's fucking dark, dude, and I wasn't expecting it at all. Especially with the animation style for it either. I was like, this is probably going to be geared more towards kids style, you know? Not necessarily, but like, boy, was I wrong. They opened up that episode with like, hey, look, child labor camp. Here you go. I was like, well, I wasn't expecting that.
These like the factory sounds from the Geonosis droid factory and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is that was quite something the way they started off, man. I definitely was not expecting this one to go this way, but I think that all works into the favor of Cartoon Saloon. They actually had a pretty solid episode here, I would say, man.
Yeah.
I really just was not expecting it to go this way. So yeah, Screecher's Reach was very, very well done. Props to Cartoon Saloon. They they did good. I mean, like the ending was just it
I was
dark,
like,
man. It was weird.
"Ooh."
Yeah, it was something, man. It was something.
That Sith literally used that child to kill that person. That I'm assuming. I want to say old master, but I don't know. Like, I'm just making assumptions because it's never laid out completely, right? It's just like you have to kind of make your own, draw your own dots, draw your own lines to those dots, I guess. Type thought, but yeah, it's a good episode. I wasn't expecting it to be as dark as it was, and that one is definitely one of the darker ones of the season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. That was just something that again I was not expecting it to be, but it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was good, man.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, because much like you, I remember like watching the trailers and just being like, man, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. But then we saw it and boy oh boy. Boy oh boy did they do good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
It was just a nice little story with a girl and her friends and just, leaving
She leaves them behind.
leaving them behind and leaving your land behind and all that, wanting to go to other things like that. It was really well done. But yeah. Episode 3,
Yeah.
In the Stars. Two sisters, the last of their kind, who live in hiding on their ravaged land, squabble about how to survive with the Empire encroaching. On a water run, the sisters must fight back when they are discovered. This one was awesome.
This was another one where I wasn't sure about the animation for me, because it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's a
stop motion-y
stop motion, yeah. Which
Yeah.
I really dig. I like the stop motion stuff. I just the look, like the snow troopers
Mhm.
look cool, the TIE fighters, the walkers, like it looked fantastic.
I ended up liking this episode a lot. It made me emotional. This one actually Out of all the ones, this one hit me in the feels. As weird as that is, and I don't, like I don't know why it hit me, but it kind of, I was like, why am I crying at this? I'm a bitch. But it's a good episode. I like this episode a lot. Yeah, and I like a lot of the designs in it too. Like I said, each episode kind of has to win me over because they're all different animations. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, this one has like a good little story. It's I ended up liking the stop motion. It has a cool TIE fighter design in it with a fucking searchlight. Yeah, I ended up liking this episode a lot. So you like it, DT?
I do. I like this one. I mean, like I said, I like the stop motion. I like the designs of things. I like how kind of the TIE fighter, like even in the trailers when you see it, it looks very like steampunky kind of almost.
Yeah.
It's got like a searchlight on it, and it just it looked cool, man. The walker looked very nice, and the snowtroopers looked cool. Like it was just I really dug this episode, and it was a nice sister story.
Yeah.
With the force and all that, and I really dug it. It was very well done, and you know, the moments when you think the force is going to be utilized, you know, it happens, and it's great, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
awesome.
It's good
It was really well
storytelling.
done. Yeah, it was really
I
well done.
enjoyed it a lot. I saw some people knock it for the voice acting, and I was like, well, she's a fucking kid, dude. Like, what? She's supposed to
Yeah,
talk like that. What the fuck? You know?
that's
But
interesting. I haven't really looked too much into like how other people feel about
mhm.
this season yet. It only just came out a few days ago, so I haven't really gotten a chance to look at you know,
I'll
a
do
lot
like
of
a
that.
quick glance through on on like uh like the Reddit threads, they'll have like here's a discussion for each episode. I won't go episode by episode, but I'll flip through a few and see what people are saying about it because I looked at this one specifically because I was like, this one made me emotional. I wonder if anybody else felt emotional, and all I saw was people kind of ragging on the voice acting. I was like, come on, man. Like, really? That's what you got hung up on? But what ifs? I like that episode.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was good. I definitely enjoyed it too. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it, like ultimately, but like just watching like again, a lot of my like initial thoughts are like through the trailer, right? Because it's the first thing you see. So I'm like, all right, how am I gonna, feel about uh this? But watching it, it was awesome. Snowtroopers were great, TIE fighters were great. Even the officer lady who was voiced by Kate Dickey, um, also interesting. Uh, yeah, it was it was definitely one of the better. I think one of the better episodes this season. Um, so yeah, for sure, I definitely did like that one. And like just even like as the build up, we were coming up when we were like getting closer to the show coming out. Like they would release a poster for each episode like every day. Like the poster for this one is great. Um, but yeah, well done
Yeah.
to that episode because it was good. Um, episode 4. I am your mother. Young pilot Annie, who is embarrassed by her sweet but clingy mom, must team with her for a madcap family race at the academy. Along the way, their relationship is tested by the elements, their old ship, other racers, and each other. So this one you said you weren't the biggest fan of the animation, right?
So here's what I was
But
going to say about this. I'm not a fan of that Wallace and Gromit style, that chicken
yeah,
run, and that is what this animation
yeah,
studio is.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not a fan of it. I do not like it. I just think it looks weird. And this is the episode that I was like, I'm very wary on if I'm going to like this or not, right? Here's the kicker. I do like it. I like this episode a lot. I actually did end up liking it more than I thought I would. Actually, I was like, okay. And that's the thing with going in like judging something before you've seen it, right? Like I'm just judging it based on a trailer and I've seen an animation. I just don't know if it's for me. After watching it, I was wrong. I was completely wrong because I like this episode a lot. I like the story of the mother and the daughter, the animation style. I didn't even notice it after, I got into it. And I just ended up liking this episode a lot more than I thought I was going to. So that's what I wanted to say on it. So anybody that thought I hated this episode when I said what I said earlier, you're wrong. I actually like this episode, baby.
Got him.
So you prejudged me. But yeah, I did end up liking this episode a lot. I thought the voice acting was good and all that in here too. And I like the concept. I also like I like the Wedge Antilles like parody here by my shit stuff. That was kind of funny.
I think this episode had like one of the best like there's a lot of cool Easter eggs you could find. There's a lot of cool like just if you don't like s- like it's there if you see it. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
look at it, if you pay attention, but if not, like, whatever. Like I like that it's a mother story or a mother-daughter story,
Mm-hmm.
and they're both Twi'leks, and she wants to be a pilot, and she has posters of Hera, who is another very famous Twi'lek pilot, on her wall, and Wedge. And the fact that we got Wedge and he's voiced by Dennis Lawson, who is Wedge
Mm-hmm.
in the original trilogy and episode 9. And it's just, yeah, they had the Mantis style ship.
We got a
It's really
droid
cool.
doggy.
That yacht, yeah, we had a little baby Wookiee. It was one of the like more fun stories, I feel like.
Yeah.
And much like you, I think like the animation style is not like my favorite either, but like I still had fun with it, and it was enjoyable, and I had it was cool seeing this art style translate into Star Wars, like you know
Yeah.
uh but yeah, this episode had a bunch of cool stuff like in the background, and just if you're paying attention that you'll spot, and it was really cool, man. I thought the story was really neat, and um just the idea of like a family race, and you know some of the designs that they had, like the yacht, and the that ship that the other, like the rival mother daughter had, the one that had like the same haircut. That ship was cool looking too, man. It reminded me of like a dark side, or like a just an evil version of like Padme's
Mm-hmm.
uh you know ship from Phantom Menace, like just like black and red version of that instead of being all chromed out or whatever. Um so yeah, a lot of cool designs in this. Um Interesting characters and names, and just yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think this was probably like a if I were to like rank the episodes, this one would probably be on the lower end. But I don't know. I just I still have fun with I still had fun with it. Like
Yeah.
it's like I said at the top of when we started talking about it, it's like I don't think any of these are bad. It's just, you know, I think for me where this one loses is kind of the animation style, because this is not like there's other animation styles in this season that I just like more. But like I pretty much like everything else about it. Like, like I said, the characters and the story of it and everything. But that being said, like even though I'm not the biggest fan of this animation style, it looks amazing still. Like,
Yeah.
there was a point where like there's like a bunch of like wooden like animal creature things, like wooden porgs and stuff in the around the place, and they look great. They had a bunch of like background characters, like like Gamorreans and a bunch of different aliens that I was like, this is really cool, man. Just seeing this, Star Warsified, like it was really, really awesome. So I dug it really, very much, even though it's not one of my strongest, or favorite styles animation wise, but I can still be like, yo, this is a really good episode still, regardless of that.
Hmm.
And I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about this whole show in general is just like the way they can introduce things into Star Wars that we hadn't seen before. And you're like, man, that could like really work in other Star Wars things,
Yeah.
which I definitely have more to say about that in one of some of the later episodes. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall, good episode. Fun one too. Mother daughter story. Episode 5.
Yes. Journey to the Dark Kid.
Journey into the Dark Kid. A hopeful mechanic and a disillusioned young Jedi team up for a risky and unlikely quest to turn the tide of the galactic war, but dark forces tail them.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this one?
I like it fine. It didn't blow me away, but I liked it okay enough. Like
Yeah.
we kind of returned to that anime ish style again, and
Yeah.
the I don't know. I feel like the Jedi character doesn't really act like a Jedi that much, so it kind of bothers me a little bit, especially because like this one feels like the not the no that's incorrect. This doesn't feel like the most faithful, but I mean like it. They all everything looks Star Wars in it. I guess is what I'm getting at, but the characters don't act like that, so it kind of bugs me a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it. It's just
I gotcha.
I just don't love it. I liked it fine enough. I like the fights. Like the fights are good. I
Yeah.
find the story kind of interesting with this floaty ring that rains, and you could get premonitions on this. I thought that was all interesting stuff. Like, but my issue is like I don't know. It's okay. How about you?
Right. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. This episode didn't really like I think a lot of people like this might be one of their favorite ones. I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's probably mid tier for me. Like
Yeah,
it like I like the animation style, but like
yeah,
the actual story itself, I was kind of like, this Jedi kid, like you kind of like, I don't know. I might have to. So I didn't even say this at the top, but I've only watched these episodes all once, except
yeah. I'm the
for
same. I
this
should have
one
said that
particular
too.
episode. I feel like I need to rewatch some of these to kind of see how I feel about it. Because like as of right now, if you ask me to rank them, I probably could, but not like I don't know if like I have to rewatch it to like really get another like better idea of how I feel about some of these. But
Hmm.
yeah, this one it was fine. I like the like the I like the villain character we get in this.
Yeah,
Um, I like the mechanic girl. She's pretty cool. But yeah, the Jedi kid I think is probably the weakest character of the three. And just like one of my stuff I do like about this episode though is like the locations and like when we go to see the council and they're like in the ship or whatever. It's like
yeah. That's
that
cool.
was pretty cool. I like some of that stuff more so than like for me the story on this one was kind of weak, but I like some of the other things like the animation style and some of the world building things that they do and whatnot. But uh yeah, I thought it was fine. I mean, there's this it was okay.
Yeah, I
All
got you.
right.
All right, we can move on to the next one then. We're both kind of lukewarm on that one. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was whatever. Next one is episode 6, The Spy Dancer. The premier famous dancer at a famous imperial frequented cabaret uses her unique skill set to spy for the rebellion, but the presence of a mysterious officer threatens to derail her mission. Um, how you feel about this one?
I do not like the animation style.
Okay.
I like that it's a French studio, and I like that the story's like a French resistance type story. Makes sense. But I think the characters look weird. I think it's beautiful when they do the dances and stuff, but it's not my type of style. Like I like everything else about it though. Like, and I don't hate the episode. I think the episode's good. It's just the style.
I got you.
About it that kind of it's just not for me. That's all. And but I think the story is good. Uh, uh, and all of that. I like the music. I like the idea of like this kind of French resistance, planting bugs while she's dancing around. That's cool. But yeah, that style is just not for you, boy. How about you?
I actually enjoy this episode quite a bit. I more than I thought, because going into it, again, just speaking about the trailers, so you never know what's gonna be your thing and what's not, aside from just looking at the art style, right?
Yeah.
But I really dug the idea for this. Like, again, just going in an Imperial cabaret and you got rebel spies and, you know, the mother looking for her son and finding him and just like I actually don't mind the animation.
I got you.
It's not like, I wouldn't say it's like, one of my favorite animation styles, like, because there's definitely other ones that I enjoy more, but I mean there's certain stuff in it that I'm like, dude, they made those KX droids look intimidating as fuck with the red eyes and stuff, dude. Like, I was like, man, those KX droids look fucking, I wouldn't want to mess with one of those, man. And then just like, yeah, the way with the dancing and the cloth and the swinging around and all that kind of stuff, and just the idea of having like an Imperial, like, like you see all these stormtroopers take off their helmets and just hang out and chill, and there's moffs and officers and stuff like it's a really cool, like I got like our Star Wars RPG vibes out of this episode. Like, I could totally see this being like a game or something. And I really dug that. Just seeing the droids and the just, you know, the world building of it all is what really, like, I really enjoyed that. So it was really cool, man. I really like this one more than I thought I was going to. So
Daniel, your camera has frozen, just so you're aware.
I gotcha.
And you're making the best face. I just what is happening? Why is this happening lately? What's happening?
I think, hold on. I think it's my OBS.
Oh, okay. 2 seconds, guys. Just
So anyway,
that was really funny.
I will continue talking about it. I'll continue
Yes.
talking about it. But I really liked this episode more than I thought I was going to. There was a lot of the just the world building and yeah, I really like this one, man. Like I really, really do. It was
The world building's good. Yeah, I agree with that.
it was awesome.
Hey, you're good now.
Like I said, one of those things that I could just see being like a proper, like an idea for like a RPG D&D game, or just you can take elements from this and use in other Star Wars stories, and so yeah, it's good stuff, man.
All right. All right. Next episode.
Yep. Next episode is episode 7, The Bandits of Golak. Fleeing from their village by train and pursued by ferocious Imperial forces, a boy and his force-sensitive younger sister seek refuge in a vibrant and dangerous Daba. I'm gonna go ahead and say, or actually, how'd you feel about this one, Josh?
Probably, I think you and I are in agreement here. Probably the most familiar and Uh, so I like it a lot. I probably like it the most out of this season. I guess it would be like where I
Yep.
would put it at.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
of things. Um, it's it's um it's different enough, but also familiar enough that this could, and I know you feel the same way, that it could fit in Clone Wars. Like it feels like that to me. It feels like we're just on a random planet following these characters, and it feels Star Wars. This is the most. Whereas everything else kind of takes, every episode in the season obviously takes liberties with things, and this one obviously it does too. But this actually feels like Star Wars. Like this is Star Wars to me. So, how about you, DT? I know you were massive fan of this one. I am
So
also a
for
big fan of
me,
it.
this is easily my favorite episode of the season. This
Yeah.
one is like the highest of the high this season for me. It was
Mhm.
awesome. This episode I love so much. It was fantastic. I love the world building. I love the characters, the sister and the brother, and the
Mhm.
dude, the Inquisitor design was fucking cool as shit. He got some purge troopers, just really awesome world building with the like market and the you know buildings and the just the train, the everything. Like it was
Yeah.
really well done. And like speaking of Clone Wars, they actually reuse several Clone Wars like models in this episode. Like the uh like what's his name? Fuck, why am I blanking on his name? The old Clone Wars Jedi with the cane that helps out Ahsoka. Fuck, he was in fucking Obi-Wan. Ah, why am I blanking
Uh,
on his name?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
Oh man, sometimes I have like such terrible uh brain farts. He's a Kosian. Fuck. Terrasanube, damn it. That's what it was.
You got
Man,
it.
sometimes it takes me like forever to think of things, but they reused like the Terrasanube model in this episode a few times, which I think is interesting. Um yeah, just all these different aliens and just yeah, I just really like this episode to me, like there is nothing here that is that conflicts with canon where I feel like some other episodes might. This one, I'm like, dude, you could
Yeah.
slot this into canon easily. Like this, I don't know if the planet is called Golak or if the town is called Golak, but this whole planet, you could, man. If they brought this into canon, I would be, I'd be down. This is awesome, dude.
Hmm.
Everything about this episode, I was 150% about. Like it was so cool, man. The lady with the cane lightsaber that she splits in half to have dual wielding and just man, so cool, dude.
So
I was just so all about it, like from start to finish.
I have a question for you, DT. We
Yeah.
we've had 2 seasons of Visions now,
Yes.
and obviously they just like giving it to other studios and letting them play around with Star Wars a little bit. Do you think eventually what is the ultimate goal? Do you think they would like get one of these studios to do like a little series for a while? Like, do you think that is the ultimate goal here, or are they just playing around with Star Wars?
I think they're just playing around with Star Wars, but I would, for one, enjoy some of these stories so much that I would be down if they gave them their own series. Like, if Lucasfilm was like, you could give, I mean, shit. If you ask me, if you could give one studio this season a spin-off show, I would give it to these guys, 88 Pictures, because this episode to me was just the best. It was awesome. Like I again, there's nothing I dislike about it. It was awesome from start to finish.
Mhm.
Like I really, really enjoyed it. Like even like the sister like just using the force at random times when she's not supposed to. You're like, oh my god, what the hell are you doing? But it like, you're like, shit. What is? How is the world around her gonna react to that? And it's like, you know, it's so fascinating the way it ends. Like she has to leave her brother and she's going off with this lady, and it's like, man, you're gonna become a Jedi. Like there's nothing to be afraid of. There's other people here with you. Like yeah, just really cool stuff, man. I liked all the characters. I really dug it. It was one of the best lightsaber duels as well. In all of these episodes. I have nothing but good things to say about this episode. I loved it, man.
Oh, the
Moment
fucking music was
I
great
watched it.
too. And we
Music
haven't
was
mentioned
great.
that, but the music was good.
I have nothing but good things to say about it. It was fantastic. I really, really liked this episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode. I
And
liked it too.
I hope that they eventually if they get a chance to do more with it, I hope they do. Or give them a spin-off because I would be down for either or both or yeah, just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well done.
All right.
Episode 8, which is The Pit. A fearless young prisoner forced to dig for Kyber by the Empire plans a risky escape for he and his people. So
Yeah.
yeah, how you feel about this one? I think so. Okay, I'll go first then. Off of this
You
one.
go ahead. You go ahead.
I think for me, this one is the weakest episode of the season. I like the animation style, but I don't know. I just didn't really vibe with it as much as some of the other episodes, and it just like I get what they're trying to go for with this, and the idea behind it, and it's like it's kind of fucked up how they just get left behind after the Empire gets what they want. But I mean, that's the Empire, man. That's what they do. Um, and it is just it's brutal. But I don't know. It didn't hit for me as much as some of the other episodes. Like I enjoyed all the other ones like a little tiny bit more than this one.
Yeah.
You know. And again,
I,
the animation style is cool. Like I really like it, but it's just the rest of it that I'm kind of like not as strong on.
yeah. I like it fine. I don't hate it or anything. I don't think we hate
No.
any of these. We've said it repeatedly. It's just some we like more than others.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I like it fine. They dig a hole in the ground and harvesting up that Kyber, and then he escapes. And then I definitely think it gets really dark when they throw him in the fucking pit and he dies. Like it's a little rough. Like that's pretty dark. I do like that. I like the idea of showing people kind of rising kind of up against the Empire a little bit with the song. Like
Literally,
I like that
right?
part of it. That's pretty. I do like that part of the pit. Where the stormtroopers are like threatening to shoot people and they just push through them. Like I do like that part. Like that part gets me a little hype. But yeah, I don't. What's the right word here? I want to say it's like not different enough, but that doesn't make any sense. That's not what I mean either. I don't know. It feels kind of like a safe story, where some of the other stories were like kind of feeling their own thing, I guess, and this feels like Star Wars. I don't know how to explain it. I'm really bad at explaining this. Like it doesn't differentiate itself enough, I guess, is what I'm trying to go for from like what I would want out of something different from Star Wars. Or sorry, in Visions rather. So, it's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Final episode. Actually, you know what? Before I do want to say though, even though we're not super strong on that episode, I think that episode had a great voice cast. Like David Diggs,
Yeah.
Cedric Yarbo, Matt Wood, Steve Bloom. Like it had a pretty solid like voice cast for this episode. Just to add on to it really quickly. But
Yeah.
yeah. Episode 9, the last one. This is a Owl song. An alien child who longs to sing is raised by her loving but stern father to stay quiet because of the calamitous effect her voice has on the crystals in nearby mines.
This one actually has an opening crawl.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, man. That's actually
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite things of this whole episode was that opening
Yeah.
crawl. I was like, wow, I miss opening crawls in Star Wars, dude. Like, I wish, like, remember how back in the day everything did it?
Yeah.
Like video games did it, like fucking comics did it, like everything, man. And now it's just like we don't get it anymore. And it kind of sucks, dude. That is one thing that I think really sucks. Like we should have opening crawls again.
Also, in the opening crawl, they call it the world of Korba, but I totally saw Kobo just because we played Survivor, and I was like, wait, what? And then I had to read it again. I was like, wait, that's Korba, not Kobo.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this one, just mostly because the style. But I ultimately
Yeah.
do like it. I like this episode.
I feel like I need to rewatch this one because yeah, I don't know. The animation style is not my favorite, but then I look at it, I'm
Yeah.
like, man, it looks so good. Like
Right?
the cloth, the capes, and the everything. I'm like, I don't, yeah. So I don't really know how I feel about this one. It's kind of, I would put it like towards the bottom again, but I feel like I need to rewatch some of these. This
Yeah.
one is definitely one of those ones I gotta rewatch. But it was pretty good. Like just it was decent for like a first, you know, like
Hmm.
just the one time I've seen it. And yeah, I think this season does have a lot of focus on kyber crystals and whatnot. I think it's just in general, like season one also had this kind of thing where like a lot of the episodes are very force themed or centered because I mean, you as a studio, if you get your one chance to do a Star Wars thing, you're gonna want to do something about the force, right? So it makes
Yeah.
sense that they're all like leaning towards, certain things like kyber crystals, the
Yeah.
force and
Like
Jedi and Sith and lightsabers and all that.
there's only like two
So
episodes where it's not that really. The Spy Dancer and I Am Your Mother, I think, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um
I guess the pit, technically, I guess. Kind of.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, this one it was fine, I suppose. I really got to rewatch it to be honest with you to get like my
Yeah.
full thoughts on it. But it
So
was but like I said, from just watching it the one time, it was nice. I mean, it looked very pretty. It looked very nice. But the animation style is just something I'm not super used to, so kind of like threw me off a little bit there. But anyway,
to be fair, that episode 9, I did all these in pretty much one sitting after restarting episode 2. So by the time I got to episode 9, I was just kind of I was kind of done, you know what I mean? Like I was like I'm ready to wrap this up so we could talk about it on Monday. So maybe I probably didn't give that episode its fair shake necessarily either. Um but I liked it well enough. I don't hate it I like it more than the pit. Um so Pit's ironically the pit's at the bottom. Who knew? Um
eh,
uh uh yeah, so
yeah, yeah. I think this is
I,
this is like the thing that I remember. Like I can say the most about this episode is that it's very beautiful. It's very
mhm.
very vibrant, very, very pretty looking and all that. So yeah, yeah, I will give him that. It was very, very nice, and pleasant to look at.
It feels like the kind of episode I'd watch as a kid growing up on like a kids show, you know, like on one of those kid centric channels, like Little Bear or Blue's Clues. You know, kind of made me think of that a little bit. All right,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like it well enough. All right, DT. Uh, you like Volume 2 more than Volume 1?
I don't know if I do.
Ooh,
I don't know if I do. Because again, I think season one has higher highs for me.
I got you.
Like, for example, let me tell you let me look at all the episodes in season one real quick, right?
Well, what's funny is
So
like you and I are of the same mind too. Like I think I'm the same, but you go
so
ahead.
season one, I love the duel. I love the Village Bride. I love the Ninth Jedi. I love the Elder. So those are like, let me me see. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 episodes that I like love. Like those are awesome
Mhm.
episodes. And then season 2, like the only one, to be honest with you, the only one I like truly love is the Bandits of Golak.
Okay.
Because
Now, you
some
know
of
what?
the other
You're
ones
right.
I like Sith and In the Stars and Screecher's Reach and some of these other ones, but like if you ask me what is some that you have in your mind, what do you like, what has to continue? What do you want to continue? What do you want to see more of? I would say give me more of the Duel, give me more Village Bride, give me more Ninth Jedi, give me more The Elder, and then give me more fucking the Bandits of Golak. That's 5 episodes out of how many? Fucking 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
So like those are like, man, I kind of want to do a tier list of this now, to be honest with you. Like because like like those are like my top 5 and then everything else just kind of goes under that, right? And it's like there are I think I like, man, this is tough cuz I feel like season 2 is more consistent, like I said, but
Mhm.
season 1 just has like more of the episodes that I like love. Like I don't know, man.
Oh, I got you.
It's kind of I'm kind of conflicted there with that, to be honest with you. But I guess if you were to ask me, like, if I prefer, if there's a conclusive answer, I think I enjoy season 1 more, just because I there's more episodes that I like in that season, personally.
I got you.
How about yourself?
No, the reason I asked was I was hoping you would have a different opinion, but we have the same opinion. I
Oh
think
well,
I like Volume One. The ones in there I love more. Like the duel, like literally the exact same episodes as you, right? And while I like a lot of two, in terms of consistency, right? Like we're DT and I are basically fucking the same. Like, I have literally nothing else to add because it would just be repeating what DT has already said. Uh, like, yeah. So, I
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I have
hey,
nothing to add on
sometimes we're different on stuff, and sometimes we're the same, and this time we're the same. Yeah.
because I was like, I already know I'm gonna like Volume One more. I wonder if DT likes Volume Two more.
I
So that's why I asked you. But
Yeah, I had to think about it, and it's like I don't. There's just more I like, and there's just more I like in Volume 1. To be honest, man. Like
because I thought about
again,
this as the week went on after I
yeah,
watched, I was thinking like, do I like Volume One or Volume Two more?
yeah. Volume 1 just had like better episodes to me overall.
I got you. Well, it is what it is. Yeah. Here's the thing. I like all of it, really. Ultimately, like there's the highs, and there's lows. But I get something out of every episode. Like, and
Yeah,
I'm sure all of you do too. That's how I view things that I might not necessarily like. I try to be like, well, I can get something out of this. I'm sure, And then sometimes I misjudge things. Like I misjudged the "I Am Your Mother" episode just based on the Wallace and Gromit style animation because it's just not usually my style. But I ended up liking that episode a lot. Whereas,
yeah,
the style of the pit is something that I kind of get into, but that episode is like at the lowest of the lows for me just because of it. Like it's it's an interesting thing. So
mhm.
yeah. We're gonna get a season of Volume 3, right? DT, is that been
Yeah.
announced?
There
I can't remember.
has not been announced, but it's been like I saw a couple days ago that it's gonna be in what you call it, development.
Mm.
They're working on a season 3. Which makes sense. I would love season 3. Which makes me wonder, like, so season 1 was all anime. Season
Mm.
2 is just we're going all over the world and doing stuff. What do you do for season 3?
Oh, do you keep it like this, where you just keep visiting all these other studios all over the world, type deal, or? Maybe it's the volume of sequels where we get episode 2s of all these, some of these other ones that we liked. The Duel Part 2 or something like that, you know?
I mean, I would love to see continuation of some of these. But I also would be down if we just keep going into other countries and be like, all right,
Yeah.
what do you got? You know?
What do you got? What do you got? Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
So either way, I'm down. But yeah, some of these episodes more so than others, I love,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love to see them continue. Um. So yeah, I guess kind of the idea is ideally some of these episodes would get spin-off shows, and then we just season 3 is just continuing to do what we've been doing. It's just going all over the place and being like, what do we got?
Yeah.
What can you come up with? What can you add to Star Wars? You know, now that you have your chance to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
They should do a. No, never mind. They've already kind of. Well, I was gonna say they should do more Lego episodes, but we have Lego things that they do on occasion. So,
yeah,
but that'd be cool.
Yeah, we have some stuff for sure.
Let a studio that doesn't do that do it.
I need to check out that what you'll call it. Was it the Halloween Lego special? I haven't seen
Oh
yet.
yeah, I never saw it.
I've seen the summer vacation. I've seen the holiday special, but I don't think I've seen the Halloween one. I gotta watch that one. Which, if you guys haven't seen any of those, they're fun. If you like Lego Star Wars, they're nice. The summer vacation one had a fucking song by fucking Weird Al. That was pretty decent. Scarif Beach Party, man. But anyway, yeah, I off the top of your head, are there any? I mean, this the answer to this might be no because you might have to research it. But off
I
the
was
top of
literally
your
thinking
head,
what you're about to ask me. I know what you're
off the
fixing to
top
ask
of your
me.
head, is there any studios you would like to see do some
I
episodes?
have not a fucking clue, my guy. I was sitting here like just rattling my brain. Is there anybody I want that I can think of? Because I was literally just sitting here thinking about it. And the moment you opened your mouth and to ask, I was like, I know exactly what he's going to ask me right now.
Yeah.
How about you, though?
yeah.
Do you have one? Do you have any like that just scream at you?
I would like to see Pixar do Star Wars.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because Pixar used to be owned. Fun fact: Pixar used to be owned by Lucasfilm. For those of you who don't know, and I feel like it would be awesome to see them do something Star Wars related. I mean, like, and if we're sticking in over here in American studios, like even DreamWorks would be interesting. What else? Illumination, maybe. After that Mario movie, I'm like, well, what could they do? You know. So yeah, that would be kind of neat. But yeah, Pixar's like the first one that I'm like, that one would make a lot of sense if they, you know, they did something. Obviously, Studio Ghibli, if we're going like, again, Japanese kind of anime style. Studio Ghibli, I mean, they've already done something that like Grogu Dust Bunny short, but I want them to do like a proper episode or something. So Studio Ghibli would be one of the ones I'd give it to. Pixar would be another one I'd give it to. Yeah, that's kind of the two that stick out to mind. Um, I think it would also be cool to see like Avatar style animation.
Mhm.
Um, so that'd be kind of cool. I'd be down to see some of that in animation style like that. I'm also trying to think of like what are some of the more like unique animation styles, but I don't know. A lot of these ones that I could think of have kind of done some already.
Gumby Star Wars. Let's go.
Oh man, that'd be wild.
I don't know either. That's the thing is like, that's why I was like, I'd have to research because I'm sure there's companies out there that I don't even know of in the world to do that
I figured
stuff.
I figured that'd be the case because I mean even me like I can only think of Pixar and Studio Ghibli. that I would
Yeah.
like really like to see them do something with. But
Overall,
yeah,
really like the season, volume 2. So
yeah,
sweet.
agreed.
Can't wait for volume 3.
Agreed. Very much looking forward to what they could do. Oh, you know, this is just because out of curiosity, I would love to see like a Tim Burton style animation
Oh
Star
man.
Wars. That would be kind of funky, but I'd be very curious to see what that looks like. Kind of like, you know, some of his movies that he's done. But anyway, yeah, I did enjoy this season, but I guess I kind of thought I would like this one maybe a little bit more because it's more variety. But I think now that we talked about it, I think I enjoy season 1 more, to be honest.
Hey, that's fair.
There's just more episodes that I like, even though like, you know, there's some episodes that I don't like as much, like the twins in season 1 and TOB1 and like you know, some of those are just not the best. But then I look at season 2 and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I think there's more in season 1 that I like more than season 2. But that being said, I don't want to just like say that because I did enjoy season 2 quite a bit. Like
Hmm.
I think pretty much, like, to be fair, I need to rewatch some of these.
Yeah.
But like from episodes 1 to 7, I think they're all pretty solid. 8 and 9 are kind of like, you know, again, I need to rewatch 9 like bad because that one, uh, like Josh said, I may not have maybe given it its fair share, but uh, I still really enjoyed it. Like it, like just looks wise, you know.
Mhm.
But to give like a better, stronger opinion on it, I probably need to rewatch it. Um, but yeah, I really like some of the stories we got this season. Like with the Spy Dancer was one that I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much as I did. I just like the whole idea of like, you know, Imperial Cabaret and you know, we got rebel dancer spies and stuff. Like that's really cool, man. Like I like shit like that. That's kind of out of the box. Usually we just see like, you know, we don't see that kind of stuff, you know. So I like that. Bandits of Golak, you guys already know I have nothing but good things to say about that. I absolutely love that episode. I would love to see more of it. Hopefully they get a chance to do more because I would love to see more. Journey of the Dark Kid, I feel like is a little overrated from what I've heard and seen people say about it. I think it's all right. I don't think it's that good though, personally. Again, I did say what I did like about it though. I like the animation style and some of the world building that they have in it, but yeah. I Am Your Mother. Again, like the story, like all the Easter eggs in it. If you look into it, they did a good job at that. In the Stars, I really like the what you call it, uh damn, what was I thinking of, the stop motion. Jeez, stop motion was really well done in my opinion. Um, before we head out of here, Josh, because I'm thinking that's kind of where you were leading towards, right?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Let's watch this real quick because I think this will be kind of fun to check out since we're here.
All right, hit me.
We got a little featurette
Oh,
for
yes, let's
volume
watch
2
it.
that came out a couple days ago.
I have not seen this.
I have not either. So I was meaning to watch it and I hadn't. So we're gonna check this out here with you guys. So
I am ready when you're ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
I think all storytelling is global. Visions is something that's starting in Japan, but it's now throughout the rest of the world. We're just sitting back, waiting to see what those interpretations look like inside different cultures. Animation takes us
Yeah, that's so
into
cool, dude. Look at
worlds
that.
we can't necessarily explore in live action. I find that I just have a huge smile on my face every time I'm looking at what they're doing and how they're interpreting Star Wars.
I have nothing.
Ninth Jedi, let's go.
Volume 1. It
Love that
exceeded
episode.
Expectations. It really touched a huge segment of Star Wars fans, but also fans that were just anime fans, or just fans of these individual studios that came to check out the experience.
What was amazing about Star Wars Celebration was to finally be in a room with an audience that reacted.
Look at all these cosplays from Visions,
immediately
man.
And connected with the stories was
That's pretty
such
sick,
a
dude.
treat. Like, they
Yeah.
love it. They love it.
Let's rock 'em!
The success of Volume 1, it gave us the courage to keep going and seek out bold
This is so cool to see,
storytelling for
man. I
Volume
love
2.
this.
What makes it so unique and authentic is that everyone has their history and is influenced by those stories just from growing up in a different country.
We wanted to make sure that there are the known studios, but there's also who's really inspiring out there. Who are the new studios that are in this new, bold, global animation landscape?
We went after studios that have a storytelling style of their own. Some were specialists at 2D, and some were 3D, and some were stop motion.
One story feels completely different from the other story. That feels really diverse, but the thing holding it together are really it's Star Wars themes and the core values of what makes Star Wars Star Wars.
We've allowed these artists to come into the Star Wars world without feeling any real limitations.
Yeah, they could do whatever they
around what
want.
They're
They're-
doing creatively.
you know.
Something that many of these artists share are the strong values of aspirations and hopeful goals inside of the storytelling.
Very cool, man. I love seeing stuff like this, behind the scenes, kind of insight into how they make stuff happen and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really like it. So yeah, hopefully they just continue doing more seasons of the show and they keep going all over the world and finding other, studios and making, making stuff happen. Like I said, I would like to see Pixar and Studio Ghibli, do more or do something with this. And eventually I would like to see some of these episodes continue in other ways. Because they're good. But yeah, I really enjoyed this season. Despite, some of the things we were saying. I did really like the season. There was a lot of really good episodes. I would say for me, the strongest episodes this season are, just to say it again, for me, at the top is the Bandits of Golak. Then I would probably go Sith. In the Stars, Screecher's Reach, the Spy Dancer, and even even like I Am Your Mother, like that's I still like that one too, really. So I don't think like some of these may not be my favorites, but I don't think any of them are like to the level of what I thought of the Twins episode in season 1, where I was not about that at all.
I got it.
If you guys remember me talking about that. But yeah, season 1 and 2, enjoyed them both. I think I like season 1 a bit more. But that being said, season 2 is still good, and I hope it, still does well enough for them to want to continue to do more, because I am down for a lot more Star Wars Visions. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on the season. I really liked it. Some episodes are stronger than others. For me, the Bandits of Golak is at the tippity top, and then the others kind of are underneath that in some way. But yeah, Josh, any other thoughts on this season, or anything else you have to want to say?
Favorite episodes, I guess I could list off, like kind of like DT, Bandits of Golak, In the Stars, Screecher's Reach, and then I Am Your Mother, and then the others are all just kind of, I like this. So that's kind of it. I'm also kind of the same, whereas I like Volume 1 a little bit more than Volume 2, but I still like both, and even the worst episodes I enjoy. So yeah, that's kind of all I got to say on it. I'm looking forward to more Visions and the next go around, and I can't wait to see what interpretations we'll get next.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully, I don't know how long the wait will be, but
I have no clue.
hopefully this season we had to wait 2 years between. Well, I mean a little less than that, but 2021, 2023. So hopefully, we get next season, ASAP as well, because I always down for more. Because those 9 episodes go by quick, man, and I very much enjoy watching them and checking them out. So yeah, that's Star Wars Visions season 2. Good stuff.
All right. DT, if you're ready to say goodbye, I'm gonna throw you up on the main screen, my guy. Are you ready? I think that's gonna do it for today's episode.
Yeah, I think so. It was a bit of a shorter episode, but they're not
happens.
always gonna be super long. We'll be back next week for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We've already watched the episode. We've already watched the movie. So we'll definitely talk about it next week in depth and detail, and they'll give, I don't want to do it. We don't want to do it this week because we don't want to do two things kind of once, even though we do that sometimes. But you kind of want to have things be their own episode sometimes, and we want to have more people be able to check out the episode, so we can kind of or I say the episode, but the movie, so we can kind of talk about it more and whatnot. So yeah, that'll be next week. Coming up for me, however, I am just gonna be doing some more streaming on Twitch. I'll probably do some Fortnite tomorrow with the new weeklies probably gonna be coming out. And then I got a couple other like one-off games I kind of want to do in the next days following that. Um so yeah, come check that out. Jedi Fallen Order playthrough is going up on YouTube. There's a new video going up every single day. So check that out. Cause yeah, it's good stuff. It's a great game. If you've played it, definitely go check that out. And if you haven't played it yourself, and then check it out, But yeah, that'll be it for now. Follow me on all the things that you see, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Bye bye. Peace out. May the force be with you always.
All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out and watching us for 159 episodes. If you haven't seen some of our previous episodes, go check them out. We're available in audio format on Spotify and just about any place you can get MP3s. We have it out there. So thanks for chilling with us and checking out Star Wars Visions Volume 2 and getting our thoughts on that. Let us know what your favorite episodes are. Because I am kind of curious to what you guys like. Do you like Volume 2 more than Volume 1? Do you like Volume 1 more than Volume 2? Let us know. For me, I'm a dice maker. I run the dice shop known as 902 Dice Creations on Instagram and Etsy, so go check that out. In fact, when I'm done streaming, I have to go work on 2 sets immediately. So we'll be working on that. Also, we do stream dice sometimes on the channel. Also, I'm thinking about playing Horizon Zero Dawn on the channel because I started it once a long time ago, and then I got really busy and stuff happened, and I stopped playing it, and I need to do it. So that might happen tomorrow afternoon or possibly on Wednesday. So I'll let you guys know. Depends on how I'm feeling. If you just want to hang out and chat. I know some of you have probably seen that game played to death, but I've never played it, so you get me. I have a backlog, and I need to clear some of it out before some of these newer games start hitting, like the next Final Fantasy and Armored Core and all that stuff that I'm interested in. So if you're live with me here on Twitch, stick around. We'll find somebody to raid. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next video. So bye-bye, and we will see you all next time. Take care of yourselves. Mwah. All right, let's find somebody to raid. Let's refresh the page here. Katie's streaming. Yeah, I was gonna get Katie actually. That's who I was gonna get. I just gotta get her name. Yeah, I'm just copying her name. I got it. We're gonna raid Katie, guys. Say hello to Katie for us. Here we go. See you next time, guys.